Workout number 4. This is the last one of the workouts for y'all. Again, if you have joint pain, sharp joint pain, anything hurts really, really bad, stop working out. You don't push through it. Muscle failure is what we're working for, not the number of reps. 15 reps is a little bit too much for you in a certain area. Go ahead and back off, listen to your body, and let it lead you. The stretches for workout 4, we're going to do something that's we used to call in the last few years during the pandemic, we called it wall patterns, but we've been doing exercise. We reach towards the ceiling and reach toward that. It was based off of a wall patterns exercise that I got from a really good trainer in Florida. So what I want to do, I want to go back to the wall patterns, and it's easier. Plus, it gives it gives you a different perspective. So I'm going to start with my hands against the wall. Take my right hand, reach up as high as I can, and then bring my right hip into the wall. Come back down, left hand all the way up, and then we're going to go down low, same side arm, and down low, same side arm. We reach wide to the right and reach wide to the left. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to reach across high, and whether you do it and bring that same side hip in, cross wide, same side hip comes in, cross low, and across low, and then across at the middle and at the middle. So there's two sets of that, and then what we're going to do after that is we're going to do the hip bump against the wall, and I'm standing parallel to the perpendicular to the wall, going straight in, no twist at all, bumping it in, and then we'll do that on one side, on both sides, and then after we're done with that on both sides, we're going to do the turn and the hip bump against the wall. Turn and the hip bump against the wall. It's my distinctive 80s dance move. Turn, and don't let your feet move on either of these, because I'm looking for ankle rotation at the ankle as well. Okay, so I'm going to let you, I'm going to stop, pause, and let you do that, the wall patterns. For our core, we're going to do a dumbbell twist. The first exercise we're going to do is a dumbbell twist. And I want to do I want to do the dumbbell. It's going to be a twisting up, like I'm throwing something over my shoulder. And then I will do the same thing on the other side. Notice that my feet don't move. I'm looking for ankle rotation. My head stays on the screen, so I'm getting cervical spine rotation. And that'll work on your golf swing as well. Okay. The exercise we're going to do now, I'll give you a little pause, I'm sorry. Is we're going to do a floor donkey kick. Being on all fours, my hands are beneath my shoulders, and I'm going to push, bring my leg up to hip height, and then I'm going to bring the knee back down. Leg up to hip height, bring the knee down. Notice that I'm not coming up, and I'm not turning my pelvis. It's a straight line. We're working the gluteus maximus here, not the adductors or anything else. And our last exercise here on the core is going to be a resistance 2 side to side with a single handle. We're going to get our lightest resistance 2. I have one handle. This is going to be the side to side. And again, parallel to the anchor point. I put my shoulders to the anchor point, and I'm going to have my hands up high, and I'm going to bend to the side. Bend to the side and come back up. If you have shoulder issues, if it hurts having your hand overhead, we could do it with your arm in a position. My arm is full. My arm is fully extended. Palm is down. No tension here. We're not going to be pulling it with the shoulder. Put your hand on your hip, and that's bend over your hip. And that's an alternative to having your hands over your head. Sometimes if your shoulder hurts, you can kind of get a little twinge in there. That's not a lot of fun. Okay. So that's it for the core. Now we're going to do, again, pause, so you can do both sides. And we're gonna start into balance. Again, if you're unsteady, you feel you might be vulnerable, have a safety net somewhere close to your stance leg. You always have a safety net on the stance leg side. The first exercise we're going to do is a dumbbell around, standing on one foot, bring it around. I don't care which way you go around. We're changing the center of gravity. That's what we're looking for here. And I will pause and let you do that again. And the balance, on the balance, it's an optional if you want to. If you have a balance pad, you feel comfortable using that balance pad, please do. All right, we're going to keep the weight, the dumbbell in your hand, the 5-pound weight, and we're going to do the single leg chop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up to my shoulder and bring it down to my hip, shoulder to hip, like you're chopping up and down. All right. The next thing is we're going to have one 5-pound weight, and I'm going to do a side lunge with a 2-arm overhead press. I'm going to step to the side and come to balance in an overhead press, side step to a balance and overhead press. And I'll let you go and pause while you do those repetitions and doing it on both sides. Okay, we're going to move to the resistance tubes, and you have the weight on your on the chart. We're going to start off with a alternate arm single leg chest press, standing facing away from the anchor point, one leg, and we're going to do alternate arm chest press. Hands are at shoulder height, elbows are at shoulder height. We're pushing straight out from the shoulder. Alternate arm. Head is going to be forward. Eyes on the eyes stay straight forward. And then once you get done with all 8 on each arm on each leg, that's the number that we'll have in there. And when you're done with that, we're going to go to the next resistance. It's going to be a double arm squat to row. And your weights are in it. Hands held vertical. I'm going to squat and with my arms straight, no action on the arms. As I stand up, I'm going to pull myself up. Squat to row. Eyes on the anchor point. Squat to row. You can only do one exercise. That's the one to do. A really nice exercise. All right, the next exercise is going to be a shoulder exercise. We're going to be doing the V. I'm going to give you 2 options here. Palms are going to be down, facing the anchor point. The V looks like this, both arms going overhead. Sometimes if you have neck issues, that V will get you a little jam right there. So we can also do it one hand at a time, which seems to take some of the sting out of anything in the neck. So your options are down here in the athletic stance, palms down. We can go double hand overhead V. Notice that I'm not yanking back. I'm keeping my stance, just using my arms. Or you can go alternate arms. So choose your weapon and then do whichever one you want, and I'll be here when you're done with your reps. Okay, the next one is bicep curl, double arm, alternate leg. So we're going to do a bicep curl, palms are going to be up, and then we're going to do an alternate leg back step. Pretty simple. Double arm, alternate leg back step, and I give you a pause. And the last resistance tube exercise is going to be tricep. And again, we're going to stand facing away from the anchor point. We're going to be on one leg again. And if you want to, if it's that's a little bit hard, you can go one leg, one toe. And in fact, let me show you this way. And it's going to be alternate arm tricep press. Give you a choice here. We can do straight arm tricep press, or we can do a bent arm tricep press. And you can alternate different times, the different workouts, do the different one. We'll do 8 on each arm, on each leg. All right. The next thing we're going to do is a resistance training with the weights. And we're going to do floor chest press. We're going to be on the floor once again, one leg bent, one leg straight, pushing straight up. And if you have a stability ball, you can use the stability ball. Again, get on the ball in the bridge position. Weight is on the shoulders, head is supported. And we go straight up and down. And I'll let you pause and do that exercise. Okay, we're gonna do a concentrated curl. Let me do it on the chair first. Chair, again, we're gonna go hand on the knee, elbow on the knee, arms dangling, the back is now supported, and we're gonna bring that right up into your chest. Seated row. You can do the same row if you have a stability ball and want to use it. You can sit on the stability ball and do the same thing. And I'll go ahead and pause and let you do your thing. Next exercise we're going to do is going to be the external rotator cuff exercise with the band. Again, we're going to have about a foot maybe between your hands. We can do this with palms facing. We can do it with palms down, or we can do it with palms up, however you feel comfortable. I'm more comfortable with it. Palms facing, and then I'm going to have my elbows, each one tucked inside into my rib, and I'm going to open the gate. Very simple exercise. It's one of those exercises you can do. If you have shoulder issues, this is a really good exercise just to have an extra band hanging around in your living room. I know you want to pop up and do an exercise. This is it. All right, I'm going to pause and let you do your exercise. Okay, this exercise, bicep exercise, it's going to be an opposite hand and foot side step to a bicep curl. So step to the side, bicep curl, palms up. Step to the side, bicep curl, palm up. Side step to opposite hand, bicep curl. We'll do 15 on each side. All righty. Take a pause. Let's get on with that. And then tricep exercise. We're going to have our feet hip width apart. Move back a little bit. Take a step forward. Put that hand on your knee. Bring your elbow up to shoulder height, and you can see from the side. And I'm going to, again, this is the same thing we did before. We're going to let the dead arm hang, elbows at shoulder height, straighten your arm out behind you, and bring it back down. Just like that, on both sides. That is the tricep press. All right, once you get that done, we're going to move on to the last exercise today. And that is the forward lunge. The weights are in your hands, arms are dangling, nothing going on in your shoulders, arms are just hanging down there. We're going to do a forward lunge, step out, and I want you to drop your butt. That way we're going to activate the glute. We're going to come back up, step, drop, alternating feet, step, drop, step, drop. Coming back to center each time. All right, and that is the last exercise. Enjoy.